I don't know about you, but that looked like money.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jeremy. Good to see you. You know, I've always kind of practiced what I preach. I've kind of lived a life like that, say something, do something. And in one of my first videos, probably my first video, I talked about how to collect vintage football cards and what I typically do when I collect and buy. And from that video onward, I've always talked about buying the card, not the grade. I am so sick of that phrase, but that's what it is. But I've stressed, ignoring the flip, looking at the card, and trusting your eyes. I've never wavered from that. And I recently bought a card, and I'll show it here in a minute, that really hammers home the point of what I'm talking about. And with that card, I decided, you know what, I'm going to throw a video out there and talk about this again and show some other examples of what I'm talking about. Grading is just, it's so subjective and so inconsistent that we should be trusting our eyes. And I'm gonna show you the card that really, it made me laugh when I got it in hand. I had looked at it. It's a newer grade from PSA, so I was able to look at the photos online on PSA's website. And while photos don't show everything, it's a two-dimensional picture, it showed a lot. And I was pretty confident that whatever's wrong with it, you can't see anyway, so who really gives a crap? It's all about eye appeal. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the card that, kind of jump-started me to making this video. And we'll talk about that card, why it got the grade it did, and then we're going to look at some other ones in my collection where I bought the eye appeal and didn't care about the number on the slab. And it's another way to budget the funding for your collection. It's a great way to do it. Anyway, enough of me talking. Let's look at some cards, starting with this one. Okay, so here's the card. I'm going to move my slabs out of the way. Here's the card that I recently bought. It arrived in the mail the other day, and I looked this thing over, and I know what's wrong with it. And per the guidelines, it does deserve a PSA 2. But just have a look at this card. It's not a big card by any means. It's a 7th or 8th year Frank Gifford card. He's a Hall of Famer. The price was so ridiculously low that I bought it because it looks a heck of a lot better than a PSA 2. Just have a really close look at this card. Let me focus in on you here. This thing is perfectly centered. It's got razor sharp corners. No creases, I looked it over, there's no creases in this. And I'll show you the back, and here's where the quote unquote or air quote problem resides. So the back at first glance is clean, right? Well, the reason this got a 2 is if you see this statement right at the bottom, rub an edge of a coin over this space for the magic answer. Well, if you look really close, you can see some little bit of paper loss right here from somebody at some point in time rubbing a coin over the area and taking some paper with it. That is why this card got a PSA 2. Does it deserve it? Well, yeah, based on the parameters and guidelines PSA has in place, yes, it's a PSA 2. But does it look like one? No, this looks like a PSA 8 all day. but I paid a PSA 2 price, actually less than that. I think this was $12 or $14, something like that. But just look at it, it's outstanding. It's gorgeous. Now I'm going to show some cards coming up that the grades are low and the problems are a lot more evident, but I'm just trying to hammer home a point here. A card like this in this grade I'm going to buy every single day of the week. No question about it. Because this does not bother me at all. So anyway, before we talk about Mr. Frank Gifford too much, let's hop on to the next card. And we're going to start from the 70s and move on back. I'm not going to show a lot from the 70s, and I think all these cards I'm showing outside of the Frank Gifford are rookie cards. And that's because predominantly my football collection, outside of some player runs, are rookie cards because I'm trying to put that set together. But here's another newer PSA grade of Harold Carmichael. This got a PSA 5. And sometimes it's just like you see these cards and you wonder why. I don't think I ever found the issue on this card. A PSA 5 price for a card, again, that looks like a PSA 8. Okay, we'll do the next one. This is a 73 Topps Franco Harris rookie card. Also a PSA 5. Now this one is off center on the back, and there's a little whiting on the corner down there. This does not look like a PSA 5. And it also does not have the fisheye on the banner here that a lot of these cards do. Next one, this is a 70 Topps Elvin Bethea. Another PSA 5. I mean, this is like a really good sweet spot in the 1970s. Our recently graded PSA slabs in a 5 grade, because these just look amazing. Next up, this was one of the first cards I bought when I started this journey a couple years ago, putting this rookie card collection together. And I still don't know why this is a 2.5. Now it's not a PSA 8 by any means. It does have a soft corner up there and right here. But I don't see any creases. Sorry for the ring light reflection. I don't see any creases in it. The back is vibrant, bright. Again, just some corner wear. This to me is more like a 5.5. No, I don't care. I don't care about the grades. As time goes on, they're proving the grades are just BS at this point. And this one, I know why it got a 3.5. This is an SGC 3.5 of Bob Lilly. This is a Bob Lilly rookie card, a really tough card to find. Very expensive in mid to high grade. Bob Lilly, very popular Dallas Cowboy. He was actually the first draft choice ever of the Dallas Cowboys. This deserves a 3.5. I'll give you a quarter if you can tell me why it got a 3.5 before I tell you. Well, I'm going to tell you. And there's the back. Pretty typical back. Looks like I'm losing connection here. Sorry about that, technical issues. Back to the Lily card. This got a 3.5, and the reason it did, again, here's the front, here's the back. There is a slight crease right there that runs from the top of his head to the top of the card. It does not run through his face, it stops right about the edge of my thumbnail there. That is why it got a 3.5. Can you tell? Now you probably can see it. But that's the reason for the low grade. I saved myself probably a couple $100 to get a card that looks just as good as one that's 3 or 4 times as much money as this one. Alright, this is a 59 Topps Alex Karras rookie card. For me personally, PSA 4s from the 50s are tremendous values. There's really usually a really big price jump between a 4 and a 5, and then another jump from a 5 to a 6. I live in this space. I am not a high grade hunter. That's not my game. I like nice looking cards in my collection. That's what I want. This has the eye appeal of probably a 6. It has a bad corner down here. See if I can pick it up. But centered nicely, good color. Back is really well centered too. And that got a 4. Again, it's a newer grade. It does have a little indentation there on the edge. But still, eye appeal off the charts once again. How about a 57 Topps Night Train Lane rookie and a 4? Now look at the color on this card. Absolutely outstanding registration on it. And it got a 4. Again, it's a newer PSA grade. It's got a little like a wrinkle or bubble or something on the border there, which is probably why it got knocked down to a 4. But again, I don't care. You can cover these up for all I care, honestly. Yeah, the color on this card is amazing. How about this beauty? This is a 57 Topps Bart Starr rookie card. This one is a 2.5. This is absolutely beautiful. It is one of the favorite cards in my collection. This card is extremely difficult to find centered and to have good registration without any snow on the face. This is a 2.5. If you're wondering why, it's a great question, but there's a reason why. There is, if I can catch it in the light, right through here, there's a small crease on the surface. It does not go through to the back. That goes from the edge of the border through the nameplate right about there. Can you see it? I can only see it if I turn it a certain way, lift up my left foot, and put my right index finger on my nose. No, but seriously, it's there. Deserves a 2.5, but certainly does not look like a 2.5. And I kind of have the same thing going on with the Johnny Unitas. This one, the problem is a lot more clear. But this one's dead centered, and the registration's perfect, and the color's perfect on this card. It is a PSA 3. It is a newer grade, once again. The problem with this card is going to be this corner right there. And that one you can see a little better. There's a little crease going through that corner. But other than that, this card is amazing to look at. How about another quarterback? This is my 48 Leaf Sammy Baugh rookie card. Impossible to find these centered. This is an SGC2, and it deserves every bit of it, though at first glance it looks a lot better than that. You know, the centering is amazing on it. The coloring for and the registration for the most part's good. There's some the blue, some wear on the blue back there in spots. Pretty typical. But this got a 2 because there is a crease going through his elbow and another one going right there just below his shoulder. Pretty well placed creases, whoever did it, because you can't really see them very well, and it doesn't take away from the eye appeal of the card, in my opinion. The back looks great. This has the eye appeal of more like what you would see in like a 4. But I certainly didn't pay SGC 4 prices for this card. It's not all about the money, it's about being able to stretch your budget a little bit. And here's another example. This is a Paul Hornung rookie graded a PSA 3. Outstanding color and registration again. It's got 4 soft corners. You know, that's really all I see wrong with this. Centering is really, really good. No creases. It's got 4 soft corners. And there's a little bend to this one here. Okay, this one I'll never figure out. I've shown this on the channel many times. One of my favorite cards in my collection, the 56 Topps Lenny Moore. You almost never see these centered. Even finding one 70-30 is a challenge. This one is about as close to 50-50 as you'll ever find. I don't know why this is a PSA 5. I don't lose sleep over it. It's a beautiful card and I own it. But why this is a PSA 5, I will never know. I have put this card under the loop several times to try to find something, and I just don't see it. But that's okay. It's gorgeous and it's mine, right? A little lesser known Hall of Famer, but another example of eye appeal winning. 56 Topps Stan Jones rookie. It is a PSA 2.5, and there's a reason why, though you can't see it yet. There is you can see it right there, a little bend. going through the card right there, right through the 7. It does not go, oh, it does go through, you can see it. Where did it go? I love cards like this. You can see it right there. If I focus, maybe you can. Anyway, it's there. There's a crease. But when you look at it like this, sure looks a lot better, doesn't it? Just a few more. Go through these quicker. This is a 54 Bowman Doug Atkins rookie. Tough card to find centered. Again, this one got the grade it did because there is some wax on the back. There and there. So odds are this was in the back of a pack 71 years ago. Doesn't bother me at all. This is another one of my favorites. 52 Bowman Large Frank Gifford, a really tough card, high value card and high grade. This one is a PSA 2. It deserves it. But odds are you can't see any issue with it right now. Other than you think it's undergraded because it's beautiful. But as you'll see, there is a small, my gosh, it's hard to even make it out. There's a small surface crease right here. Probably I can't even see it. But it's there. And I think there's another one down here. Same thing. But listen, when you have to bend a card in a certain direction to find a flaw, that's alright with me. You know, whatever. Give me the discount all day. This is a gorgeous looking Frank Gifford rookie. This one is easy to spot. I just did a video on Bobby Dylan. Gorgeous eye appeal. This one's a little easier to detect because there's a crease going right across the card right there. But you know, this is a short printed 52 Bowman Large of a Hall of Fame player, and it's the rookie card of that player. Still looks pretty darn good to me. Outside of the crease, this card is in tremendous shape. But you can see the crease going through the back of the card right there. Just a couple more, I promise. Again, this one's easy to detect too, but still has good eye appeal. And I want to show that even if the flaws are easy, there's a crease right there. So this is a 51 Bowman Norm Van Brocklin PSA 2 with a mark. I still have not found the mark. Don't really care. This card's beautiful. Really good color. Does not have the print lines going through there or across his face. The color is amazing. And the back is just as nice. Just two more left. This one I just picked up recently. It's a 48 leaf Doak Walker. Graded a PSA 1. Very popular card from the 48 leaf set. Condition sensitive, as all of them are. This got a 1. Deserves a 1, and that's because it's got probably some glue on the back of the card. It was probably maybe pasted in an album or something. Does not bother me though, because that's still a nice looking card, and I paid a PSA 1 price for this. Really happy to have it. And last up, I forgot to take this out of the sleeve. Sorry. This is a big card. This is a PSA 1 of the 33 Red Grange. I'm not saying this doesn't deserve to be a PSA 1, but I challenge you to find another Red Grange Sport Kings in a PSA 1 that looks this good. There's a crease right here. And there's some wear on the back, some spots. But this is one of the nicest PSA 1s you'll find. Not just the Red Grange card in this set, but any Sport King. Or heck, any Schickel, any vintage football card, a PSA 1 that looks this good. Consider yourself lucky. And I do. This is an iconic card. This is I don't want to throw the term Grail card out there, but this is considered a Grail card by many in vintage football. And yeah, I'm thrilled to own this one. So yeah, we can all thank Frank Gifford for this video. It's this card that kind of turned the light bulb on in my head to make a video showing some lower grade football cards that I own that appear better than the number on the slab. And that's kind of what I'm all about. I've been like that since, day one. I want a good looking collection. I don't care about the grade so much. And if I can get cards that look like this one, that have an eye appeal of an 8, but I pay a 2 price, I'm going to do that every day of the week. I'll continue to do that. That's the majority of my collection is like that. I don't have really many high grade vintage rookie cards. I really don't. I go for the eye appeal. That's just me though. There's no wrong way to do it. This is just one way to do it. And it's the path I've chosen, and it's allowed me to pick up and own some cool cards where otherwise I probably wouldn't be able to, because all my money would be tied up in some higher grade copies. So anyway, enough of that. Not going to soapbox it much longer. Hope you enjoyed the video. I was happy to make it. It's a polarizing topic in the hobby for sure. Again, I don't talk about it too much, but on the heels of my budget videos, I felt like it kind of tied in a little bit, which is why I did it. So anyway, if you're still hanging around watching, I appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya.